everybody, it's Sierra, Onyx's daughter, and today's video I'm bringing back an old training from my mom and Miss Kathy because Kathy's words were so great. So this is about your why, so make sure to like the video and subscribe to her channel if you haven't already, and enjoy hearing Kathy.
Okay,
Thank you.
there it is, the why. And it's pretty simple for people to get into. You have to discover your why, and this is on anything and everything that you do in life. When you make a decision that you're going to make something happen, there's always a reason or a purpose behind that. But what I found is I've taught this purpose many times through real estate, and prior to me learning it, actually clear back in my first days of network marketing, my mentor taught me about the why. And when I told her my why, her response to me is, and the why is simply, why did you get started? Why did you say yes to begin with? And she asked me that question, and her response to me was pretty profound. She said, and I said, oh my God, because I want to make more money. Who doesn't want to make more money, right? And she said, Kathy, that's not deep enough. And I said, I don't understand what you're saying. She goes, you wanting to make more money. What if you don't hit that goal? Are you going to cry at the end of the day because you didn't make that why happen? And I said, no, I'll just keep trying. She goes, you'll never get there. So I've always reflected on that, because then I said to her, I don't understand what you're saying. She said, Kathy, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough. And it's something that I've always thought about since then. So I know all of us get started because we want that second income, right? Or maybe we want that first income. Maybe we've lost a job, or maybe we're sheltering in place and we don't have something that we can do. It was years later when I had a real estate coach in the front of the room ask a single dad to stand up. And they asked him what his why was and why he wanted to achieve that many transactions in a year. And he said, so I can make more money to better provide for my daughter. And he said, it's not big enough. And I thought to myself, oh my God, this is history repeating itself. So as I sat there and watched it play out with another coach and another person, this coach said, so if you pulled up on your house and it was burning down, and somebody reminded to you, your money, your wallet, you just withdrew all your cash was in that burning building, would you run in after it? And the realtor said, heck no. When running out, I'm not going to risk my life to run in after that money, but that money is your why. Why would you not go save it? And he goes, because I'm not going to risk my life over money. And he goes, okay, you pulled up on a burning building and your babysitter's outside, and your babysitter tells you your daughter's still in that building. What are you going to do? And he said, I wouldn't even think twice. I'd run in that building and grab my daughter. And if it cost me my life, that'd be okay, because my daughter is my why. And the coach said to him, and it was a really emotional training, the coach said to him, that's your why. That's why you get up every day, and that's why you want to get those transactions. It was watching his emotions play out with that coach is when I actually clicked to me that if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not deep enough. So I want you guys to really sit down this week, and I want you to write down what's your why. And when you do that, I need you to go deeper than that. I need to make more money. No, I need to make more money because I know my daughter's going to college next year, and without that money, I can't participate in my daughter's college education and paying for it. You need to go that deep. You need to figure out who the person is that's going to be benefited by your why. You need to be very, very specific about it. And you need to keep that why written down in front of you. Put it as your screensaver on your phone. Always stay into that. I want you guys to reach out to Onyx and I, maybe via text, maybe through the group, maybe on just our Facebook group, and write down your why. Say, Onyx and Kathy, my why is this. Onyx and I want to know your why. We want to know what's important to you and why you said yes in the very beginning for this business. Now, I said yes to this business because the product worked for me. But to keep digging every single day to build this business, obviously my why is bigger than that. We have an amazing, amazing, amazing product here. We have something that no other company has. We're very, very blessed by that. I got a call yesterday by a gentleman up north that is a promoter with us, and he said, there are some issues still with customer service. I think it's gotten a lot better. There are some issues with our websites. I think they've gotten a lot better, but those are the people people that are coming on today are still seeing a little bit of issues that we have and aren't aware of what we had 8-9 months ago, right? And so we have to constantly counsel these people and say, look, it's better than it was, and it's getting better every day, and there's ways around these things, right? Because we keep pushing through, because those little issues are not near as big as our why. And so as I was talking to him, he actually said to me, here's a text right now. This person supposedly lost a big leader with another company. It was a financial based company, because they had to put their address in more than once when they were doing the join thing. And I said, well, they didn't have to if they didn't have 2 addresses. We've had that fixed. But here's the deal. If that person is going to walk away from something this amazing, 2 things happened. It wasn't presented to him in the way that was so valuable, that they didn't see their need to go past a little bit of an obstacle. And maybe that person wouldn't have built anyway, so don't lose a lot of time on it. But that person did not see their why as bigger than having to type an address 2 times. Does that make sense? We get up every single day and we battle little issues. Onyx and I have been battling these issues for what, 8-9 months. It doesn't matter to us, because our why is so much bigger than the little issues that we're faced with every single day. We know they're getting better, but part of my why is this product is so amazing. I want to get it out to as many people as I can. I've dealt with chronic pain since I was 13 years old. I'm 55. And if I can keep somebody from having the same pain and eliminating that pain, or at least decreasing that pain like X39 did for me, that's part of my why. So your why can be multifaceted, but you've got to go deep, and you really have to decide what it is and who you want as part of your group to make sure that you can, tackle this and keep identified to your why. Want to add on that, Onyx?
I think that was beautiful. And it's interesting, as long ago as that interaction was with the real estate person, all of us, I'm sure, on this Zoom call could still feel the emotion. It's still very much prevalent in your heart, and moved you deeply, which moved all of us. So I think Kathy is exactly correct. And, I took a call yesterday from Carol, who is frustrated as all get up, and I get it. We all get frustrated from time to time. And being able to move past it, I agree 100%, is having that why of what you want really solidified. I know for myself that I want to change the world one person at a time. And for me, one of the strongest platforms for me to be able to do that is network marketing. And I'm clear about that. But not every company that works for me. I have to be in alignment with the product. I have to be in alignment with the CEO. I have to be in alignment with where we're going and what it's going to do. And, I don't drink milk, so I'm not going to sell milk. It's just the way that I'm wired, the way that I'm programmed. And for me, I think we're in a transition, a massive global transition, not just in this reset, but in terms of people coming awake and recognizing that we are so much more than chemical beings, that we are light beings and we are frequency beings. And so to be able to be at the forefront of that without having to be a doctor, without having to be a nurse, but being able to affect people's lives, for me, both in a health benefit and in a wealth benefit, is incredibly powerful. And that's what gets me up. That's what gets me to walk past, okay, Carol had a tough day and I had to help absorb some of that energy yesterday. No problem. It's absolutely okay. We all have tough days. None of us are, I don't know what the right word would be. None of us are never going to have a tough day. We're all going to have a tough day from time to time. But to me, I never found a place as wonderful as network marketing to have other people to move through the world with you, to be able to go as a team. And I'm a woman, I'm a collaborator. I like doing business together. I think Kathy is the best sponsor in the whole world. I think she's done so much for each and every one of us. I know that from the bottom of my heart. And I know that together we're all touching and growing the consciousness of this planet. And that's what makes me jazz. That's what it's like. It gives my life a meaning. And so I want to do something meaningful in my life. And that's what works for me. But again, each one of you is different, and there is no right or wrong. It's about digging deeper and finding out what works for you. I was talking to Oren earlier this week, and I brought up Robert Kiyosaki, and one of the people that Kiyosaki mentored with was a futurist named Buckminster Fuller. And Kiyosaki told me years and years and years ago about one of Bucky's concepts, which really hit home for me, which was that you see a bumblebee and it thinks its job is to go get pollen. But the byproduct of the bumblebee getting the pollen is all these other plants get germinated and get started. And so I look at money in the same way. My goal is to touch and interact with other people in a positive level. And the money is a byproduct of how good I've done at interacting with other people. So it's not my goal. My goal is the connection. My goal is the chance to change lives. The byproduct is they're going to make money. I'm going to make money. We're going to do good in the world. And then the money can do good in the world, just like the pollen pollinates the, whatever, the corn plants. And now the corn is able to grow at a faster rate or whatever it might be. So finding that why is a really important thing for you, because when we have challenges, it's no different even in our relationships. We all have challenges in our relationships, and you have to have a why that's big enough to say, you know what, even though he's driving me crazy and even though he's blah, 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 I'm willing to look past that because what I'm getting here and what I'm able to participate in is greater. Just like with our children, they can drive us crazy, these teenagers, and they're low dopamine and they can't figure out making a good decision. And you have to have a why big enough to say, it's worth it for me to continue investing in this child's life because I know that long-term what it's going to create aligns with what I'm looking for personally. So getting that why established, really established, is a beautiful exercise, and it's a great thing to spend time, especially while all of us have extra time right now. So I'd love to see you guys either text me or text Kathy or put it right on the Facebook page, and let's help each other dig deeper. Don't settle for something on the surface. During this during this shutdown time, I'll tell you guys a personal story. My oldest daughter, I've been estranged from since my divorce, and I walked out of my ex-husband in 2009. She's 24, 25. And during this time, it came to me that it was time for me to take responsibility and for me to apologize, to create a new space for the two of us to interact. And so I started to write a letter for her. And I finished the letter and I said to myself, this isn't deep enough. I'm not there yet. And I sat down and I did another letter that got really, really deep, which for me was the fact that when I was holding on to everything I could, I just didn't know how to love unconditionally. And that's my fault. That's nobody else's fault but me. And I had to find that for myself, and I couldn't find it. When I stayed on these surface levels, I had to get to a lower level to take responsibility for the shit that I created so that I can be the grown-up here and allow us an opportunity to have a new chance at a relationship. So this is going to be one of the blessings that's going to come out of this shelter in place for me. I have not taken this time lightly. I've known that this is a gift and I'm using it. And I hope each one of you is using it in your own lives as well. So it's a great time for you all to find your whys. Why are you building this business? What do you want to accomplish? How are you going to measure it? And let Kathy and I and everybody on this team, there's so many beautiful light workers on this team. I'm honored to know each and every one of you. Help you dig deep, really get deep and find out what's going on. Why do you want to do this? So that you can look past whatever little bumps in the road show up. Who cares? That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. Okay, this one we're going to deal with. And so that's what getting to your why will help you with. And I spoke a lot. I apologize. It was beautiful, Kathy.
Sorry, I think this is a time definitely where a lot of people are getting back in touch with their emotional side and deciding really what's important. I think, if anything, this shelter in place has done that. I mean, I get emotional every single day because I'm literally for the last 2 weeks, it's almost every day I've gotten a message from a friend of mine that says we've made the decision not to open back up, that they're, you know, literally lost everything. And it just breaks my heart and it pisses me off, to be honest with you. So, you know, you have to try to stay focused, and, you know, it's not always positive, but, you know, hoping that, and I know a lot of these people, I tell them, look, this is temporary. I know you guys are going to come back open, you know, so you just have to be that level of emotional support. And maybe even with them, you have to kind of say, you know, get back in touch with your why. Why did you start this business 15 years ago to begin with? You know, I've got a tear coming out of my eye. So with everything we do, it kind of comes back to get back to your why. I had to pull up, this isn't the book that I read. I read another book from Simon Sinek years ago, and I think it was a blue cover, and it had something to do with why, but I don't remember what it's called. So when I went looking for it, I actually found that he has a newer book out, and it's called Start With Your Why. I don't remember his other book, what it was called, but I know mine had a blue cover, and I tried to find it and I couldn't find it. This is why I love audiobooks now, because you don't lose them. But anyway, so this is one of his books, Start With Why. I have not read this one. I did just recently download it on Audible, but he's a very, very good speaker, a very, very good author. He's written some books on leadership as well. So Google him, pull him up, and, you know, at least maybe if you have some time, if you are a reader or if you like Audible books, his books are on Audible, and, you know, read it, listen to it. It could really help you identify truly what your why is. Why do you do what you do, and what's the purpose? It will help you really identify, write down that why, and then really set some goals for yourself. So that's all on that subject. So